And the clock is ticking for unvaccinated city workers to get their first dose of the COVID vaccine or be placed on unpaid leave. First responders are among those impacted by the new mandate. As of right now, 76% of NYPD officers have gotten at least one dose of the vaccine. FDNY rates are hovering around 71%. Uniformed EMS officers are at 90%, while EMTs and medics are at 75%.
The bottom line is that all of these numbers add up to one simple thing. There will be some kind of shortage of first responders across the board Monday morning if those numbers do not go up. Joining us this morning, the president of the FDNY Emergency Medical Services Union, Vincent Variale. So good morning to you, Mr. Variale. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you.
So obviously we just ran down those numbers, right? And we see that EMS officers are somewhere around 90%, the highest among all first responders. So do you believe the remaining holdouts will get the vaccine this weekend?
I do. I think the reduction in services is not going to be as bad as being predicted. We're people of medicine and science, and we believe in the vaccine. I just think that this whole mandate process was mishandled and mismanaged by the de Blasio administration. This did not have to be this way. If properly negotiated and if he worked with the unions, we could have had more and a better compliance a lot sooner. Unfortunately, he resorted to fear and intimidation rather than leadership.
What would you have preferred to see happen then?
I think that I would have liked to have seen the city negotiate with the unions on a process and a policy that would be respectful to everyone. Currently, there is no clear direction as far as exemptions for for example, medical exemptions. Mm-hmm. Some people can't take the vaccine because it makes them sick. Mm-hmm. They have allergic reactions to it and so forth. No policy was ever brought to us. They didn't talk to us about negotiating a policy or process.
Okay.
So it made this whole thing difficult.
So let's talk about Monday, right? And 5 o'clock tonight. You represent over 4,200 EMS workers. I know you're saying it's not anticipated to be as bad as expected, but how are you planning for Monday if you don't get that number up to 100%? How many, if there are a couple hundred that aren't even showing up to work on Monday, what does that mean for emergency response?
Well, EMS is traditionally and normally understaffed, grossly understaffed. So we understand how that works. And we have always stepped up when called upon to serve the public in every crisis situation. So we will not let the public down. When people call 911, EMS will be there to save their lives and provide any assistance.
So there won't be less ambulances on the street?
If there is, it'll be minor. I believe it'll be minor reduction in services.
So are you working with the FDNY at all on any kind of contingency plans?
I'm in contact with the FDNY regularly, yes.
What does that look like?
Right now, we know a lot of people are rushing to get the vaccine. There may be a reduction in manpower, or in staffing rather, but we believe it'll be covered with overtime and schedule changes and offline personnel going back out to the field.
So can you just help us navigate this world then of if the FDNY's numbers don't go up, how that affects, since you're working hand in hand, how that affects the overall product? Will you see firehouses kind of shut down so they can move manpower where it's needed?
Well, I represent the EMS side.
Right.
I have no communication about the fire side. As far as I know about the fire side, they will be moving manpower around as they're needed. And if they have to close firehouses, that's what they're going to do. But I don't know the details of that plan. I know in EMS, like I said, we're used to being understaffed, so we know how to maneuver and we deploy personnel and resources to areas that need it.
I think one of the big concerns, though, is, is it my neighborhood that has the fewest number of EMS workers or FDN or firefighters that are unvaccinated? Do you have any kind of hard numbers like that shows where the shortage is most being felt or could most be felt?
The department would know better of which areas have the biggest impact. But again, it wouldn't matter because if one area, let's say one area of the city has a very low amount of staffing, we will redeploy personnel and resources to that area to cover and make sure everybody gets the right amount of services.
Most important thing here that you said, those people, if they call 911, that there will be a response and response time wouldn't be affected, right? Just to be clear.
EMS, we have always stepped up and we always responded. We will be there for the public.
Thank you, Vincent.
All right, Vincent Variale, president of the Emergency Medical Service. Thanks again for your time. and for what
Thank
you
you,
do for the
everyone.
city.
Good day.